1,000 interviews. It was looking into Donald Trump's actions on the day the House was stormed. Well, Vinoo Varghese is a Wall Street criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor and visiting faculty at Harvard Law School. He's in New York for us. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Now, I don't know if you've actually had time to digest almost 850 pages, probably not,
Close.
but do tell us about the report and some of the main takeaways from it, if you can.
So what you have here is unfortunately a situation where not much is going to come of this. This is sort of the Democrats on their way out, their last hurrah, not disputing the validity of the things that they found. Unfortunately, there's just no real there are going to be no real consequences for this. Basically, much of what's been put out today, just in the last hour, we've heard about the referrals to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution against former President Trump. It starts out with a section, and when you look at these things, you always want to look at the table of contents. The table of contents is illustrative, and you see it starts out with a section called The Big Lie. Basically, the claims that the election were stolen from President Trump. The problem with calling it the big lie is that it becomes an overly partisan political statement, whereas if they just said false claims of a stolen election rather than calling it the big lie, then at least you appear to be less partisan. And that's been backed up because Trump lost every battle in court, and it tried to take it to the Supreme Court and was rejected by the judges he put on. So there is a lot here, but the Democrats took their swing at President Trump last year and failed with the impeachment. So I'm not sure what else is really going to come of
And
this.
going back to Donald Trump now, just how damning is this report for him?
The reality is not really damning at all. I mean, the country, America, is so divided, and it's not going to sway anyone on either side. So unfortunately, there are very few people that are looking at this, and there's no doubt in my mind that former President Trump contributed to what happened on January 6th. The question is, did he contribute in a criminal manner or not? That is up for dispute, and I think ultimately he will not be charged criminally by the Department of Justice. So there's plenty of things in this report, but a lot of it came out during the impeachment. I mean, they showed the videos, those videos. I mean, as an American to see the Capitol under siege was absolutely horrifying for me to see that. And the fact that he contributed to that, and it was because of him and his rants about losing or having an election stolen from him that led to all that was just terrible, and really is a forever black mark on his presidency. But in the end, this doesn't move the needle at all in either direction.
And Vinoo, just finally as well, what lessons can the inquiry learn from the events of that day?
I mean, it really depends on your viewpoint. There was a breakdown in security, which is not addressed here so much. Those are the kind of things that ultimately you have to take a look at and see where you want to go from here. Could this happen again? Well, hopefully the lessons that law enforcement took is that hopefully it will not happen again. They'll make sure that if anything is brewing, that they fortify the city. But in terms of President Trump or former President Trump, the hope is that the Democrats' hope was that this would be it for him, but it's unlikely, and it's unlikely to move the needle. The best thing the Republicans can hope for is that Ron DeSantis gets the nomination. You can put Trump to bed.
Vinoo Varghese, thank you very much for your time on BBC News, and no doubt you'll be going back to that 850-page report to catch up there. But no, thank you ever so much for your time here on BBC News.